And so the 49ers at 3-4 and wondering about who they're going to be and what. And now today, you ain't seen nothing yet. BTO, you have not seen anything yet because I think I wish the season went to March because
we're just getting into it. I know. I'm just getting my feet.
We'd be some bad boys by March, And so in that way, I'm super invested and super excited as everybody's on board and Brock is being asked to do the things that he can really thrive at and as a young player. Now there's things he hasn't seen before and we should all step back and recognize that he's played very little pro football. And so let's be patient, but yet, my gosh, we're on the precipice of something really cool. And so I look at teams, who else that's just really kind of kept improving. Seattle, team we're going to play. I mean, this team they were left for dead, and Geno Smith has done some cool stuff, and they're a very relevant team, so it's great. But you ain't seen nothing yet. BTL, that's how we're rolling sweet.
Yeah. So obviously you were in a much different position when you were playing your first playoff game than where Purdy is. But expectations are very similar. That expectations are, hey, this is a team that could win a Super Bowl. Your expectations were more extreme because it's like, not only can you win it, you better win it. Those were the expectations back then. But what is that first playoff game like? Because we've talked about it. It's the same sport, but it's not the same sport at all.
Yeah, it's not.
How do you deal with it?
It feels way different. But I think I remember when Colin Kaepernick came in for Alex and just rolled. You remember when he came in the Chicago Monday night game at home at Candlestick, and just for the next 8 weeks, and I remember interviewing him for the championship game that year. And I said, Colin, have you been hit? Has anyone hit you? I mean, you're in the NFL now, 8-10 games. Have you been hit? And he goes, not really. No. It's just remember how they rolled through the Packer playoff game, and it was they were just mauling people, and the challenge never appeared until the Super Bowl, and so I feel like Brock there's going to be a challenge coming, and it's going to come in not just one game, but there'll be the years of it. The NFL is the truth. But right now, we're on that roll that Jimmy was on, remember, in 2017 when he joined. It just seemed like all of a sudden they got going. It's like, and when things happen in the middle of the season, there's no chance to really reflect or spend time thinking about it too much or, wondering, wow, can you imagine what's happened? That all happens in April, right? Right now, the weeks just keep going, and you play every 5 or 6 days, and you don't think about it that much. And so, yes, everyone's going to be talking about it being the playoffs. Everybody knows it's different. Brock's going to feel a little bit different, but the good thing is that the sequence is the same. The timing's the same. So it's in that way. It's another game. Yeah, there's another thing painted in the end zone with a big N, but and you intuitively understand that there's a lot more at stake. But your body, your mind, and the pattern recognition is let's go play another ball game. And so if Brock, I think the hardest thing in my mind is take an off season now, be the guy, and take a team from the beginning. And there's things that degree of difficulty but when you got the momentum in the middle of a season and now you go in the playoffs, it should be a big deal to him. It should be something that might overwhelm him. But I think in context, I don't think so. I think it's just they're going to roll on. The biggest thing might be if they get the Super Bowl in the week off and the hoopla around that, and that for a young player that could get you every time. But the playoffs, playing at home for a couple weeks and then going on one road game, I know it's a big deal that we all see it. But I think as a player, the muscle memory that you've built over the last few weeks is you just keep going, and hopefully that's how he feels about it.